Hello and welcome to the JC LaLiga YouTube channel. It has been a few weeks since I've put a video up, but I hope you've all been following my Twitter account and watching the periscopes. I've had a bit of difficulty with a laptop and it's just much easier to do periscopes compared to YouTube. But I'm back now to preview the round 6 La Liga action. As always, I'm completely tired, out on my feet if you like, been to the gym, long day at work, look at these tired eyes, but we'll get through it. So we'll go for the best bets first of all. Now, I think the best two bets this weekend in La Liga Primera are Athletic Bilbao draw no bet or Asian line 0 away to Malaga. Now, Malaga, of course, have lost 5 games straight. They've still got Michel as their coach. I checked this, I've waited right until Friday evening before placing a bet. And, we've got to bet against Malaga until Michel is sacked or resigns and there's a change in momentum. So 5 straight defeats for Malaga. They lost 5-0 away to Valencia midweek. We had Valencia -1. Athletic Bilbao not the best away team. They did lose 1-0 away to Las Palmas in their last road fixture. But they also won at Eibar. And again, it's very straightforward. If we can get draw no bet at a decent price, which 1.8 is, or 1.81 if you go on the Asian handicap 0 line, then we've got to take it. You've got to go and oppose a team in terrible form until they tin-tack that coach. So moving on, the second best bet of the weekend, of the top 2 bets if you like in my eyes, is in the Alaves versus Real Madrid game. Alaves, of course, haven't scored a goal yet in 2017-18 La Liga Primera. They did part company with a coach prior to the last game, but they still drew a blank, they still lost. So, quite simply, we think Real Madrid to win to 0 here. Real Madrid, of course, have been faltered at home. They've drawn 2-2 with Valencia, 1-1 with Levante, and just lost 1-0 at home to Betis. So they seem to really struggle at home, where teams are obviously getting very defensive against them, making them run. That seems to be the key, making them run a lot. Real Madrid were putting loads of silly crosses in that no one was getting on the end of, and Betis did a very effective job there. But my point is, away from home, Real Madrid look a lot better. They won 3-1 away to Real Sociedad last time out. They opened up with a 3-0 win at Deportivo in the first game. So Real Madrid are going to have a point to prove. Real Madrid to win to 0, however, is only even money. Now, I actually tipped up or recommended as a slight preference, and that's what I've gone for myself. Both teams to score no at 37-40. If you can't get a good price on both teams to score no in that game, then go for Real Madrid to win to 0 at evens. I think Real Madrid's going to romp this, but 3+ goals. I think I'll clear the -1.75 handicap, but I just can't ignore. Obviously, we've had the midweek fixtures, and I was just, I couldn't pick these ones until those had taken place. And I'm thinking, right, if Alaves don't score again, Real Madrid to win to 0, and things in other games. So that's what I've, when I saw the difference in the price, it is not really much, is there? So evens for Real Madrid to win to 0, or 37-40 for both teams to score no. So yeah, I think Real Madrid will romp it, but just in case Alaves can pull off a highly unlikely 0-0, then, and because it's hardly any difference in the price, then both teams to score no at 37-40 in that one. But again, if you don't get a good price, I wouldn't mess. I mean, I'd want at least 1.9 on that, I'd say. Maybe 1.85, 17-20 is okay. If you're messing about at 5-6 or 4-5, then I'd go with Real Madrid to win to 0 at evens. It's just, like I say, we had Real Madrid to win and both teams to score against Levante a couple of weeks ago, and that was even money for both teams to score, or 6-5 for Real Madrid to win and both to score. I think 13-10 was the best price actually, but you take my point. It's a minor difference, and it's a slightly safer bet. So those are the best 2 bets this weekend. They make the most sense to me. Malaga's in terrible form. You've got to bet against them. We even get the draw no bet cover, which 1.8, which is a stonking bet. So as much as Athletic Bilbao is not so great away, they don't lose too much. All right, they did lose to Las Palmas, as I said, but a great bet nonetheless. And the other one is simply betting on both teams to score no in a game where one of the teams hasn't scored a goal yet. Alaves don't even have a new manager appointed yet, and the new manager factor didn't make any difference from, like I say, midweek. So moving on, and we'll go to the first game of the weekend, the lunchtime fixture between Atletico Madrid at the God knows what it's called, Wanda Metropolitana Stadium or whatever. I mean, I love the classic names of all these stadiums. It's a shame, but such is modern football. Atletico Madrid obviously opened up the first game at this new stadium, the Wanda, we'll call it, with a 1-0 win against Malaga. As usual, they made hard work of it. They should have won by more. But that's Atletico Madrid. Now, interestingly for Atletico Madrid, or Atletico I should say, 3 of the last 5 games in La Liga have seen over 2.5 goals. But they've all been away from home while they wait for the new stadium. So at home against Sevilla, and Sevilla 4 of their 5 La Liga games have seen under 2.5 goals. You know, at least 2 of them, from my own viewing, should have had at least 2 goals in. I mean, certainly the weekend, Girona missed a penalty late on and had other chances against Sevilla, who won 1-0. Then when Sevilla played away to Getafe had quite a few chances, particularly in the first half, couldn't take advantage. But on paper, it looks like under 2.5 goals to me. It's a big game. In these kind of big games, they tend to go quite tactical. So yeah, I think under 2.5 goals at even money. Sorry, I'm so tired. Under 2.5 goals at even Stevens, 2.0 if you like your decimals. There's a bet in that one. I do expect Atletico Madrid to win. So Atletico Madrid minus 0.75 handicap, just about doable. I think it was 1.75. Yeah, if you want to bet on this game, indeed, split your stakes between these two, so I don't have one of these heartbreaking decisions. I think under 2.5 at evens, Atletico minus 0.75 at 1.75, or you could go minus 1. I mean, I think it might win 1-0 or 2-0. If you wanted, you could do Atletico Madrid to win and under 2.5 goals. It's up to you. I'll be honest with you, I just don't care about this game. I'm just not going to bet on it. I've just decided, I don't know, sometimes it's over, sometimes it's under. I think under is the best bet, and I will always give you what I see as the logical best bet. Sometimes I don't actually want to do it myself. It might sound ridiculous, but just not bothered about that game, you know. But logically, under 2.5 goals, and Atletico should win the game. So moving on to the next one, and we shall turn the just on the pad of paper written out days ago. Now I had the late prices. There's always movement, so perhaps you should get them a bit earlier, but it's just not plausible to do it early this week, given that we've had the midweek La Liga. Now, the next bet we've got, and this in no particular order, it's another both teams to score no, but it's one where you probably should go with Barca to win. But look, Girona against Barcelona. Girona haven't scored in the last 3 games. If you remember, we had Girona, what was it, plus 0.75 Asian handicap against Atletico. Worst case, I thought, look, they might lose by 1 goal, not by 2. They lost by 2 goals. They seem to be only any use on the counter-attack, but counter-attack or just attacking themselves, they've looked really poor recently. So then we had the game against Sevilla last week. What did I have there? Trying to remember whether I'm so tired again. I can't remember. Did I have both teams to score or something? Or I either had both teams to score or Girona plus half handicap. Something that maybe Girona plus a quarter handicap I had. Something like that. Anyway, Girona has a 92nd minute penalty and hits it against a crossbar. They've been garbage for the last 3 games. They're a well-organised team. They're not conceding too many goals, but they're not scoring. So basically, after that cock-up penalty against Sevilla last weekend, I said, right, the only thing I can tell you about this team is they cannot score a goal at the moment. They're a well-organised team. They don't concede much, but they're not scoring much. Then they went away midweek. We had my tip. I was on Twitter, so do follow me on Twitter at JC LaLiga if you don't already. The tip was both teams to score no and under 2.5 goals as one bet. It ended in a winning bet, so 0-0 it was. So Girona obviously got a point from that game. So look, 3 games straight. The one we had midweek is they didn't score again. So I don't think they're going to score against Barcelona. The only slight worry with that is that, you know, it's like you've seen with Levante so far. Against the big boys, we now know for sure, Levante, you've got to give them a handicap start. Home, away, everything, I think, because they've, beaten Villarreal 1-0, beaten Real Sociedad 3-0. Graham Hunter wrote a good tweet about it last night on Twitter, which I retweeted. They've drawn 1-1 away to Real Madrid. They've drawn 1-1 at home to Valencia. So, you know, it doesn't look like that's the case with Girona, because after the good start with that 2-2 draw against Atletico Madrid, they've faltered a bit. But, and after the 1-0 win against Levante, in which we backed them to win minus 0.25 and obviously got a full payout, they just can't score a goal at the moment. So, you know, but it still could be the case that a little bit like Levante, although Levante are doing it consistently against everybody, they're unbeaten, it should be said. They did draw 2-2 with Deportivo, and we had Levante minus 0.25, so maybe Levante you don't want to be playing unless you can have draw no bet cover when they're playing a similar or lesser team, but when they're up against a big boy, you're taking the handicap start. But My point is that Girona could just be, regardless of whether they can score or not, one of these teams that can do similar things against the Real Madrids and Barcelonas. And of course, it's Barcelona they've got this weekend. So it's Girona. Are we going to be saying in a few games, yeah, Girona, yeah, at home, they've drawn with Atletico, they've drawn with Barca, they've done this. Time will tell. I don't know. We've only seen, 5 games. We're still working it out. It's going to be patchy betting at this time of the season. But soon, we'll have a much clearer read. Getting a good early read now, I think. So the simple reality of this is, my bet is both teams to score no. I think that Barcelona will win 2-0. They're in very, very good form. But it's not impossible that Girona, who works super, super hard, can grind out a 0-0 against Barca. I mean, we know, but Barca struggled against Getafe. Getafe, full of energy. They scored 1 goal. It was a brilliant goal. Not many chances aside from that. And obviously Barcelona got back into it and won. Substitution was Paulinho scored, I think. But they struggled. They only won 2-1. So, I'm saying Barcelona. Whereas Real Madrid are great away from home and not very good at home at the moment. It's the opposite with Barca, isn't it? Barca are scoring a ton of goals at home, and we've seen them away against Getafe, a bit more of a struggle. So I think Barcelona will win 2-0, which is best priced at 13-10 with my former employers at Bet Victor. But both teams to score no, just in case they can get this 0-0 against Barca, is my preference, and my tip at 1.95. It's up to you. If you want to go, it's a bigger difference in the price between both teams to score no and the win 2-0 than there is in the Real Madrid game. That was 37-40 and evens. This is 1.95 and 13-10. So up to you. But both teams to score no is my pick in that bet, simply because Girona haven't scored in 3, so I'm following that. Now, what have we got next? Now, I think this is his final game on Sunday night, and I'll be watching. I'm off on Sunday, of course. Every Sunday off in the current job, which is a good thing. Valencia play away to Real Sociedad, La Real against Los Che. Now, Los Che unbeaten. Real Sociedad not the case. Midweek they lost 3-0 away to Levante. Only last night actually this was. So no wonder they're the last game. Unfortunately, it was one of those decisions for me. If you read it on Twitter, I said, look, if you're betting on the handicap, you got to go with the home side, either one that has a draw, cover the 0.25 quarter ball handicap, and that was Levante. But I went for both teams to score because it was 3 out of 4 games, both teams to score for each. I wasn't going to back it because it was about 8-13, and then I looked in the morning or mid-afternoon, it was 8-11. I thought, yeah, okay, just about doable. Obviously that had moved for a reason. But you still can't be sure Real Sociedad's not going to score regardless of what you know. But I made a wrong decision in that game, is my point. Should have gone for Levante plus a quarter, but it was either that or both teams to score, and wrong decision. But in this one, so Real Sociedad, my point is, Real Sociedad lost 3-0 away to Levante, and prior to that they lost 3-1 at home to Real Madrid. They made a cracking start, like a good team. Top 6 contender for sure, obviously, in Europa League now, which has started impressively. 3-4-0 against Rosenborg, I forget. But Valencia's undefeated. Valencia's drawn 1-1 with Levante. They've drawn 2-2 at Real Madrid. They've drawn 0-0 against Atletico Madrid. And they won 5-0 against Malaga midweek. So I think, look, if we're going on a handicap on this one, Real Sociedad's lost 2, Valencia's undefeated. Handicap's moved a bit already. They had plus 0.5 plus half ball handicap for Valencia. The draw, so Valencia or draw, if you don't understand the Asians or do them, you should, they're better bets. That was 1.73, 1.75. I think actually I saw about 1.78 or something on that when I looked a few days ago. But a couple of days ago rather. That's now been chipped in, so best you can get is 7-10. You're going 4-6. So if you want a better price, and this one has gone down from the evens it was a few hours ago when I was at work to now 1.95. Valencia plus quarter ball handicap is my pick, my tip, whatever you want to classify it as, and that is 1.95. So Valencia, the undefeated team. So I also like over 2.5 goals, but that has been battered price-wise. I just looked at it before I came on to do this video. And that we're talking rubbish prices now, 8-13, 4-6, maybe a 7-10 or something. You can do both teams to score and over 2.5 goals as one bet. I mean, statistically, and this is why it's been chipped in big time, every Real Sociedad game played in LaLiga, so that's 5 out of 5, have seen 3 goals or more. So that's a good statistic. Now, prior to midweek, every Deportivo game had seen 3 goals or more, but they were playing Alaves, who can't score for toffee, shall we say. Or for shit, I was going to say, but I don't know if I'm maybe not supposed to say that on these videos. Although, of course, you have to be 18 to watch it, so you should be. Turn this off if you're not 18. So that wasn't a good bet in that case, but in this case, obviously, Valencia are perfectly capable of scoring a goal. So the 5 out of 5 statistic against Valencia is 2 out of 5 over goal statistic. It's more likely to have goals than Deportivo Alaves, is my point. Price ain't so good. We'll chew the fat on that one. I'll think on that one. I mean, maybe we can do both teams to score an over as one bet. I mean, both teams to score in 2 out of 5. 2 of the 5 Real Sociedad games and 3 out of Valencia's 5. So it's slightly better bet than over. Well, only on the Valencia side because it's 2 out of 5 Valencia over. So the value for me is one of these decisions, isn't it? Like Levante midweek, and I can't say this is new to me. I should just do both really, but both aren't acceptable. So what should govern this pick? And I don't know why I've forgotten this or why I forgot this against Levante. I just saw that 8 to 11 and thought, yeah, 8 to 11. Really, you prefer a goals bet compared to a handicap or a team to win, don't you? I'm sure we all do, because it's just safer, or so you think. It's because you have a bet that once it's both teams have scored, you're done. It doesn't matter, your bet's in. You're not going to suffer from any injury time equalisers or anything of that nature that breaks your heart. So we'll think about that. But in this case, the over goals isn't good enough price, but the handicap is okay. So we're going handicap. So Valencia plus 0.25. At 1.95 in that one. Let's see what we haven't covered now. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next, Las Palmas to beat Leganes. I was surprised by the price on this. I think it's a good price. The price alone, it's worth a punt. 23 to 20, again with Victor. They always have the best prices on LaLiga, and that's not because I still know a lot of people who work there and get on with them or anything like that. It's they just always have. Before I worked there, when I worked there, now. They do generally have the best prices on a lot of the picks I make. So 23 to 20 is a price on Las Palmas to beat Leganes. Most of the bookmakers are around about 11 to 10. Anything evens or above is absolutely great, I think, in this. Now, they did draw one apiece last year in this fixture, but different players, definitely completely different players. Certainly for Leganes, few in, few out. I mean, for Las Palmas, Vitolo won't play, injured himself against Sevilla. They acquitted themselves quite well against Sevilla, despite losing 1-0. It was a lucky goal deflection that Sevilla won through. So Las Palmas in decent form recently, beat Athletic Bilbao 1-0 in their last home game. They lost away to Valencia in the first game. Halinovic was silly tackle sent off. That scuppered their chances. Well, they won 1-0 against Athletic Bilbao with Loic Remy scoring a goal, if that's how you pronounce his Christian or first name. Might be a Muslim for all I know, I have no idea. And I don't take any interest in religion, I must say. It's a complete fallacy. Now, it's just a good price. So, Leganes, they haven't scored in the last 2 games. Nearly forgot what I was talking about there. So no goal in the last 2 games for Leganes. They opened up with a couple of 1-0 wins. It's gone downhill since then. They lost 2-1 at home to Getafe, and Getafe hadn't even scored a goal at that stage. So they scored the first 2 goals of the La Liga campaign. Beat Leganes away, and Leganes haven't been able to score a goal since. So I think Las Palmas, not a bad home team, half decent home team. They were last year, pretty decent at home, but away from home, no, very bad team. So home advantage. Remy's back, available this weekend. Vitolo's out, so Remy should play. They've got more players who can score goals. Aquilani could maybe crack one in from distance, but Remy's probably going to be. I mean, of course, we've got Jonathan Vieira as well. So Las Palmas, they got, about Caleri, I'm not sure about him at Argentine, who had a good Copa Sudamericana or Libertadores a couple of years ago, but never really scored that many goals in any other competition for anybody he's been loaned out to. So they've got this Jonathan Caleri up front, but look, Vieira and the boy Remy are much more capable scorers than what Leganes have got. I mean, they have made signings, but it takes time to bed in. So it's very simple. Las Palmas to win above evens is good value. We'll take it. Next up, Espanyol versus Deportivo. Maybe one of the weakest ones, but I like this. I'm going to take a stab at this. Now, it's quite simple. Deportivo games, all of them, apart from the last one, 4 out of 5 overs. As we said, against Alaves, they just don't score, do they? So that was only 1-0 Depor. They got the first win midweek. They drew 2-2 away to Levante, as I mentioned earlier. But it's 4 out of 5 Deportivo games over 2.5 goals. 3 out of 5 were both to score. 3 out of 5 saw both teams, or resulted in both teams scoring if you want. Whereas for Espanyol, it's only 2 out of 5 on both to score, and 2 out of 5 on the over too. So Espanyol just ground out a 0-0 draw with Villarreal midweek. Again, that was last night. Which Quique Sanchez Flores a negativo, decent coach, but you know, if I had enough space in my Twitter profile, I'd say despiser of defensive football, because I really do detest it. But you understand he's got a job to do. You don't want to get sacked, and he thinks the best way is grind out a 0-0, maybe score a goal on the counter. This weekend at home, however, against Deportivo, who can score and concede a few, I think it's going to be a different kettle of fish. So it's not a brilliant bet statistically. It'd be great if it was 4 out of 5 versus 4 out of 5 over or something like that, but you can only read so much into these things. It's a matter of my opinion mixed with the statistics and prices, and then we see if we can come to a conclusion. In this case, I think it's worth a punt at evens. It's not the strongest bet I'm offering this weekend, but worth a bet at evens. If you want, you could take both teams to score at 4 to 5, but I'm going on the over at evens because I'm just taking a shot. So that's basically it. The other games this weekend, I'll possibly come to a conclusion on. I mean, we've got Getafe against Villarreal. Now, the Yellow Submarines, as they actually hate to be called, they drew 0-0 midweek. That curtailed, or sorry, not even the right word, that had halted a run of good form, I should say, because Villarreal had beaten Betis 3-1. And then they also won away to Alaves, wasn't it, last weekend? We weren't sure. They started off with 2 defeats, looked pretty bad, 2 away games. Then they won their first home game against Betis. Then they won 3-0 away at Alaves. So I'm thinking, yeah, they mean business. I know it's not a happy camp, a scream of a coach. There's a few issues there. Certainly the fans aren't happy with him as a coach. But they look to have turned a corner now. Espanyol, they're not a bad team. I don't want to read too much into this. But I'm not confident enough to bet on Villarreal draw no bet. Getafe's been improving, Getafe, recently. Scored in the last 3 games. He secured a 1-1 draw away to Celta Vigo midweek. They have a good record there. So I'm not so sure about that. Maybe both teams to score, but maybe what I think it's just I'm desperately trying to find a conclusion in this game. And if there isn't something that the best ones are the ones that stand out immediately, and they were the first 2. The rest we're saying worth a punt. You know, we can find good enough reasoning to bet. Some of them, like this one, there's not necessarily something there really. I mean, obviously Villarreal was just 0-0, then before then 3-0, so we don't have any good both to score statistics for Villarreal, even if Getafe's been scoring in recent games. Can we go over? I don't know. Villarreal rubbish in the 2 away games when they played. Prior to Alaves, they were pretty bad, weren't they? But they were good at Alaves. Alaves just doesn't score though. So I don't know. Look, you take my point. We don't have to bet on this. We'll have a think about it. Maybe I'll have a bet. When I have a day off for sure, I'll watch every LaLiga game and I'll probably have a bet on it if I see something. I don't always say so in play. Sometimes I want to have a bet with no pressure. I might just have a little punt to myself, but we'll see. In the other games, just trying to remember what we've got left because I haven't written anything about them. Now, Betis against Levante, that's going to be a good game. Is on Monday. We'll cover that later. And quite honestly, I can't even remember what the other games are. I don't think there's anything notable left that I haven't covered. Struggled with the internet, by the way. I kept trying to look up even the price of Atletico winning under. It just wasn't working, so sod that. Anyway, all the best. Good luck with your bets. Thank you for viewing, of course. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, etc. And always follow me on Twitter because this will now take, just over 24 minutes. This will take about half an hour to upload this. Then I have to put tags in. So, I'm checking in, if you like, so you don't think I've disappeared. But there's probably going to be a mixture. Maybe more Periscopes and YouTubes because you just turn that thing on, start speaking, and I'm there. And people can interact with me, can't they, as well? So, but it can be a bit distracting. I'm certainly going to get off topic or off my chain of thought when I'm answering questions in the middle of a betting preview. Anyway, that's absolutely it. Good work. All the best.